Look at the product admin feature. When we built this earlier, we were planning the feature and learning how to write really nice scenarios. Now we know that most of the language we used matches the built-in definitions that Mink gives us for free. Time to make this pass. Run just the list available product scenario on line 6. To do that, type vendor bin bhat, point to the file, and then add :6. The number 6 is the line where the scenario starts. This prints out some missing step definitions, so go ahead and copy and paste them into the feature context class. For the there are products function, change the variable to count and create a for loop. Inside, create some products and put some dummy data on each one. Why dummy data? The definition says that we need 5 products, but it doesn't say what those products are called or how much they cost, because we don't care about that for this scenario. The point is, only include details in your scenario that you actually care about. We'll need the entity manager in a lot of places, so create a private function getEntityManager and return this arrow container arrow get and pass it the service name that points directly to the entity manager. Perfect. Back up in there are products, add em equals this getEntityManager and the usual em arrow persist product and an em arrow flush at the bottom. This is easy stuff now that we've got Symfony booted. Go to the next method, iClick, and update the argument to link text. We want this to work just like the built-in iFollow function. In fact, the only reason we're not reusing that language is that nobody really talks like that. We click things. Anyways, the built-in functionality finds the link by its text, not a CSS selector. To use the named selector, add this arrow getPage arrow find link. Pass it link text and then call click. Oh heck, let's be even lazier. Just say click link and be done with it. This looks for a link inside of page and then clicks it. Finally, in I should see products, we're asserting that a certain number of products are shown on the page. In other words, once we get to the admin section, we're looking for the number of rows in the product table. There aren't any special classes to help us find this table, but there's only one on the page, so find it via the table class. Next, use assert not null in case it doesn't exist. Now use assert count and pass it int val $count as the first argument. For the second argument, we need to find all of the tr elements inside of the table's tbody. Remember, once you find an element, you can search inside of it with find or table arrow find all to return an array of elements instead of just one. And don't forget that the first argument is still CSS. PHPStorm is yelling at me because I like to forget this. Okay, let's try that out. It gets further but still fails. It says link products not found. It's trying to find a link with the word products but isn't having much luck. I wonder why. We need to debug. Right before the error, add and print last response. Run that one again. Scroll up all the way to the top. Ah, of course. We're on the login page. We forgot to log in, so we're getting kicked back here. We already did all that login stuff in authentication.feature, and I'm tempted to copy and paste all of those lines to the top of this scenario. But it would be pretty lame to need all of this at the top of pretty much every scenario. You know what would be cooler? To just say, and I am logged in as an admin. Ooh, another new step definition will be needed. Rerun the test and copy the function that bhat so thoughtfully provides for us. As usual, put this in feature context. Using Mink, we'll do all the steps needed to log in. First, go to the login page. Normally you'd say this arrow get session arrow visit /login. But don't. Instead, wrap /login in a call to this arrow visit path. This prefixes /login, which isn't a full URL, with our base URL, http://localhost:8000. Once we're on the login page, we need to fill out the username and password fields and press the button. We could find this stuff with CSS, but the name selector is a lot easier. Say this arrow get page arrow find field, username arrow set value. Let's be even lazier and do this all at once with fill field. Pass this the label for the field, username, and the value to fill in. But hold on. Before we fill in the rest, don't we need to make sure that the user exists in the database? Absolutely. And fortunately, we already have a function that creates a user. There is an admin user with password. Call that from our function and pass it the usual admin/admin. Finish by filling in the password field and pressing the button. For that, there's another shortcut. Instead of find button, then press, use press button, login. This reproduces the steps from the login scenario, so that should be it. Run it. We're in great shape.